Welcome to the AME television show. I'm your host, Jason Dowd, and we got a great show for you guys today, so sit back, relax, and enjoy with us. And I have a lot of cool things to talk about, so we're going to kind of just get started with that. But I hope you guys survived Black Friday. Nobody got injured, I hope, and hopefully you didn't become a viral video somewhere. And hopefully you enjoyed a great Thanksgiving with your family and friends and ate a lot of turkey and some great stuff. You know, that's what's so exciting about this time of year. I love Thanksgiving because you get to eat. And also there's a lot of great football on, so I hope hopefully you got a chance to see that. And that means that we are on to the holiday season, so we're here checking out Christmas now, and we'll see what all the specials are on. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be on the first week of Christmas, then there are going to be just a few reruns of some of the other ones that we just seem to watch over and over again. And by Christmas, they won't play them anymore because, you know what, we're on to, I don't know, what next will be Valentine's Day. That's right, because, you know, don't even worry about the first of January for New Year's. Just bypass that. Let's go right to Valentine's Day. So, before we get into anything, go check out our website. It's www.theame magazine. Go up there and be inspired. It's free. Check it out anytime you want. We also have 2 brand new apps. I'm really excited to be able to talk to you guys about this. It's for the Apple platform, and it's also for the Android platform. And to do it, all you have to do is go to our website and check out click on either app, the App Store app or the Android app. You'll take you to the Google Play Store or the application store for the Apple. You can download it for free. So check it out. It's a cool new way to experience the AME experience. And also we're on Facebook, which is facebook.com/the AME Experience, Twitter, which is @Dowd Studios, and I'm also starting to work with Instagram and Snapchat. You have to bear with us, guys, because I'm just learning these 2 platforms, but that is my name, Jason Dowd. So our first guest that we have today is Shaquita Smith. Now, she is no stranger to being in front of the camera, but now she's getting behind the camera too. This past summer, she was a part of the Tupac Biopic that came out in theaters, and now she is the writer, director, and producer of a brand new horror flick called Truth or Double Dare, which aired on Halloween. I know we're a little bit behind on this, but we had some technical difficulties that came up, but let's go talk to Shaquita Smith now via Skype, and after that, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome, everybody, back. We have on Skype, actually, Shaquita Smith. She is the producer of Truth or Double Dare, and she has also been seen in the Tupac Biopic, which is really cool to be able to be a part of that. So welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. I know it's been a crazy day, but I'm happy to be able to sit here and talk about some fun stuff now, right?
Fantastic.
So when did you decide you wanted to be a producer? What made producing movies and television so enticing?
Honestly, I just fell into it. It fell into my lap. I started back when I was 21 years old, and I've been loving it ever since. It's one of those things where I love to help people and I love to create. I'm a big visionary individual, and once I realized that I can put my creativity in film, it just started blossoming for me.
What's been the biggest thing that has made it hard for you and also easy for you to do your job?
Well, the easy part in producing, because I've also directed Truth or Double Dare, is me being an actor, me being on set a lot of times and knowing what to expect. So a lot of times I'm coming in because I already had the experience on sets and doing films. Now, difficult part in producing is making sure that everyone is where they're supposed to be and, just having a good time. Honestly, when you're on set, it's nothing too difficult because, I already expect the unexpected when I'm on set.
Well, I started to learn a lot about directing, and one of the things that I realized is that, there's so many parts to a movie. You have the music, you have the actors, you have the set people, you have the costume people, the makeup people, and it goes on and on and on. Right. But then it all comes together in that scene, and that's where you have to take all that artistic vision, see it for everybody, dictate it to everybody, and put it all together.
Right.
How do you manage to do that? And how do you see what you want to see beforehand? And how do you make sure that it comes out the way that you see it on camera?
It's, it's honestly, it's interesting because I already saw the film when I read the script. Automatically, I already know how it's going to be shot. That's like if someone read their favorite novel. You're already visualizing how the characters look, what they're doing. That's the same for directors. They're actually looking at the script and saying, okay, this is how this is going to be. I already have it visualized. And once we're on set, it's now putting that piece into reality. And that's the most amazing part for me. But the crazy part is because everybody that's on set and everybody that work with me, they're saying, Shaquita, you are very interesting because you can turn yourself around and be like, okay, nope, I don't hear it. You need to do this, you do that, and I don't, because I automatically know it's a sense. Sometimes I say it's a God-given talent. Who knows? But I just channel myself when I'm on set to know exactly what I need and how it's played inside my mind. And also, you have your storyboards and, different things just to kind of pull it all together. But it also needs, every piece, and it's also a process too.
Sure. So let's just say you're out on taping or whatever you're doing that particular day, and the actors just aren't getting the emotion down. They're not getting something down that's just not right. How do you train them and say, we need to do it this way, but not, hurt their feelings or anything like that, but give them, constructive criticism, yet also help get your vision to what you want them to do so it goes smoothly?
The funny thing is, a situation happened on set that one of my characters, one of the lead characters, she was crying because she felt like I was working her extremely hard, and I wasn't. She wasn't prepared. She didn't know her lines, and she was a beautiful girl, beautiful, wonderful woman, but I knew that she didn't give me exactly what I wanted and what people, the cast and the crew, they were sitting there, and we had to do like 1,000 takes just to get this scene. And I looked at her and I said, look, you are beautiful, but I want you to take that out of it. You are a serial killer. You are someone that I believe in. And one of those things is that I had to sit with her and we had to do one-on-one. And of course, like the cast is like, oh my God, did she have her line yet? I'm like, wait, don't say that. She has her lines. And we had this heart to heart. And I said, look, I want the best for you. And I'm not beating you up just because of who you are. I'm beating you up because at the end of the day, when people see this movie, when they see your performance, I want them to say, oh my gosh, she gave me this just phenomenal performance, that she could possibly give. And I kind of put myself in an actor's shoes. Like I said, I'm an actor as well. And kind of give them an understanding from an actor point of view on how I wanted it to be perceived. So it's a little bit easier for me to kind of put myself in their shoes versus a director that hasn't. Right. Because it's a little bit more difficult.
Well, there's so many directors that have never acted before, too. So, there is two sides to that camera. You got the behind-the-scenes version and the in front of the camera version. So being able to be in her shoes, it must have been a lot easier to help her calm down and grasp the situation.
She did. I look back at what we have so far, we're in post-production right now, and it's phenomenal, and I'm so happy and grateful that I chose her to be a part of it. But, we always tell that story all the time, me and her. We're like, oh my gosh, Shaquita, you did me so wrong, but I really needed it, and I love you, and I thank you for that. And now she's doing some wonderful and amazing things.
So casting in a horror film is very important for many, many reasons. Mm-hmm. How did you go about casting the characters, and what were you looking for in some of the characters that you were playing?
What I wanted was diversity. I wanted every race to kind of be attached to one of the characters. You know, we have African American, we have Caucasian, we have Indian, we have Asian. You know, we have different people from different backgrounds that brought their own personality on set. And one of the things is I looked at each individual and I said, what can they give that just anyone can look at and take home with them when they leave the theaters or when they're watching it on their television. We did, for me, I love the fact that we had, someone that was, vulnerable. We had someone that has been hurt. We had someone that, it's the jock of the group, like the different friends that you can kind of have when you're in high school and you just continue to be friends 20 years later, and they all grow up to be these amazing, individuals, but yet and still they all have dirty secrets. So it was a good feel. I loved every cast member. They all brought something that I felt like was a good asset to the film.
Tell us a little bit about what this film's about.
Well, Truth or Double Dare is about a group of friends that grew up together, and they decided to do a few things back in the, when they were in high school, and they didn't know that it was going to haunt them in the future. And once their 20-year, reunion comes about, the truth from their past start opening up, and we realize that none of them are actually perfect, and none of them basically did. I mean, they all did something that they all regret till today.
Wow. What's really hitting home with that is this Saturday is my 20th class reunion. So I wonder if any of that's going to play out in my case,
Well, hopefully that doesn't happen, and you're not in the house and you have a serial killer with with a knife. So yeah, so hopefully that doesn't happen.
Well, hopefully if they are even like that, they're already in jail.
Right. Please.
So tell me a little bit about where this movie is going to be seen, and what time frame are we going to be looking about, so that way you can come out and see it maybe in like a video on demand or anything like that.
Yeah, well, right now it will be opening Halloween, 2017, because it is a horror film. We wanted people to go out when Freddy versus Jason is out and all those scary movies, but it'll be out. We're looking into that same day, which is Halloween, but we don't technically know which avenue it'll be out. I would say within a few weeks. So you'll see some commercials and some more PR work when it comes to the release of the film.
Now, was this your first horror film that you've ever been a part of? And if it is, even if it isn't, did anything in this thing shock you, even though it was your own vision? Say, whoa, that thing creeps me out too. You did that well.
Yes. This is my first horror. I do a lot of action, suspense, thriller films, so this one was a little bit far-fetched. But as everyone knows, I love blood, so it wasn't too shocking. But I will say there was a shocking moment where we have a scene. I don't want to give too much about the film, but the special effects woman, she did a phenomenal job where there was like guts hanging out of this guy's chest. And it looks like his brains were splattered everywhere, and you got this blood, and it looks so real. And I'm like, oh my God, what is this? It looked like a deathbed or something. So I thought that was, pretty interesting. And there was another scene where there's an opening where this girl is, pinned down to the chair, and I had this crazy psycho vision in my mind where I wanted like all this blood splattered everywhere, and I wanted her to be screaming, and like she has like her bra and panties on, but it's like blood everywhere, and like it's one of those teenage things like, oh my God, she's a pretty girl, but she's gonna get killed, So I thought that was pretty cool, because you had like all of these weapons that this killer, the killer was using. And just to see him just play with her, because I wanted, when it came to this film, I wanted suspense as well as, I wanted the audience to be like at the tip of their feet when they come and see this film.
So let's talk a little bit about how you got into acting. When did you start acting? And I'm sure that was before you started directing and producing.
Oh, of course. I've been acting since, since middle school. I graduated with a theater degree at Troy State University. And I've been acting ever since. I mean, first thing that I directed was a stage play, a few stage plays, and then I transitioned over to film. So that actually was easier for me to, transition over to directing, because I've been acting for so long into, in theater productions and, going to class and everything like that, now I can't do anything else. Like this is my life right now.
So what do you like better? Do you like the live action theater, or do you like to do television or movies better?
Honestly, I always tell people this, is that I love theater only because some people say it's more difficult, but I say that it's the origin of acting. And I always love the origin of where acting comes from. But I do also love film and television. I think it's entertaining. But what is so true to me is when an actor can, be on stage with no script and has to do a show from beginning to end and, improv if they lose their, forget their lines. I think that's true art. Versus, with film, you have to stop and you have to say, oh, wait, I messed up my line, and we can reshoot it again. But I think it takes a true artist to carve out that piece.
I agree. And, there's nothing more real than getting up there without being edits or anything like that can happen. You're at the mercy of the crowd. So, that takes a lot of guts, and I think that's probably where I'd like it the most too. I mean, I know I can never be an actor myself, but I just
could. You probably could.
Well, I always wanted to, but I can't. I have a problem where I just can't remember everything, or I know what I want to say, but it doesn't come out the mouth the way I want to say it. So, people love my expressions, and I can get out there and make anybody laugh, and I think improv would be the best way to do it. If I didn't have any scripts or anything like that, I could make it work, but unfortunately there are scripts, so that kind of my career.
No, it's fine. I mean, to be honest, I only have one film that I am in that I feel like it's gonna test my acting abilities, which I'm up for it. And this movie's gonna actually be in theaters with some great actors, and it's an action film because, like I said, I love action films.
Sure.
And I'm playing an assassin, which is pretty cool. But that is in October. We're being shot in October while my film is being released in October. So that's going to be a very busy month for me.
Well, you were also in that Tupac biopic, which is a really powerful piece that came out about a very prominent rapper during the time, and there's so much controversy about him. What was it like to be in something like that?
That film, wow, it was very interesting. I thought that it was history. I feel like when it comes to the Tupac story, it's a lot of untold story. It's an untold story and it's an untold mystery. And to be a part of that, I felt like it was an amazing feeling for me. And I enjoyed whoever played the Tupac guy. I thought that was pretty cool.
They did a good job with him. They really did.
They did.
So what's your take on it? Do you really think he's dead, or do you think he just decided to drop off the face of the earth and he's in some type of island right now just laughing it all off and making millions?
Honestly, I think that he is. I think, honestly, I don't know, but I feel personally that he's rest in peace. He's down under.
I think the same thing, because I think a guy with that much passion and he loved it, it was his life, to just give it up, to walk away would be very hard. You know, even like Michael Jackson tried a couple of times and he just couldn't do it. He had to be out on stage. So I just think that I think it would bother him.
I totally agree. And, you know, like I said, it's still controversy on that story, but, you know, as long as people know, you know, his purpose, I think that's all that matters.
Right. Or he's just found that same spaceship with Elvis and all those other guys out there that are just floating around in outer space, you know, so.
That is true.
Well, Shaquita, please tell everybody once again when this movie's going to possibly be coming out. Like you said, it's around October, and where they can find it and where they can find out more about you.
Yes, they can find out more information on Facebook.com/TruthOrDoubleDare and also Instagram.com/TruthOrDoubleDare. You can also just Google Truth or Double Dare and it will be on your searches. And also, I mean, when it comes to me and you want to reach out to me, you can find me on Instagram.com/Shaquita_official and also www.actress.ShaquitaSmith.com. So I have a lot of things going on up there, and you know, I'm pretty sure everyone wants to keep in contact.
Well, thank you for coming on and sharing your passions that you're so passionate about. Your movie here that I cannot wait to see. I love horror fix. I'm glad it's coming on around October 31st for Halloween, which is actually my birthday the next day. So that'll be a nice surprise. And
we
good luck.
Get you some tickets to the premiere so you can come out and hang out with us.
That would be awesome. We would have so much fun.
Right.
And good luck with everything else you have coming up.
Thank you so much, and you have a wonderful, amazing day.
You too. All right, guys, we're going to go to a quick commercial. We'll be right back after this.
Limo Bob builds, sells, and rents the world's finest, longest, and most exotic limousines in the world. We provide every imaginable vehicle, from a 4-passenger town car to a 10-passenger Bentley Rolls and a Hummer for $20. We even have a one-of-a-kind 727 jet limo. And we offer a complete consulting package where Limo Bob comes to your location and shares 3 decades of experience in 3 days with you. Call 708-945-LIMO and visit limobob.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Our next guest is Twinkle. She is a child performer that does a lot of children's songs and just amazing video work. And now she is releasing her brand new album called Twinkle Time. Now, before she was a child performer, she was a part of a girl group that has had her music played on The Princess Diaries, 102 Dalmatians, and a lot of other amazing movies that have come out. So she has quite a repertoire about herself. But we're going to be talking to her about her unique style, which is Harajuku inspired. So if you don't know what that is, go check that out. But it's a Japanese cultural style that I absolutely love. She has got great music. It's not like listening to Barney or anything like that. Adults will enjoy it too. It's not just that, oh my Lord, I can't take this anymore. You're going to like her music a lot. And we're going to also talk to her about her brand new album that she's releasing here and called Twinkle Time. So we're going to go check her out. After that, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back to close out the show. Hey guys, we are back, and we have on Skype, actually, her name is Twinkle, and she has actually got a lot going on right now. She is described as the Lady Gaga for kids. Music. Hold on, let me start this over again.
No worries.
All right, guys, we are on the line with Skype, and we have Twinkle on, and she is described as Lady Gaga for kids. Her music ranges from pop, country rock, Broadway, and EDM, which is a very huge range of music. She has done over 200 Twinkle Time shows a year. And she is active in a lot of nonprofit organizations and helping children with First 5 California, which is really interesting. And she just released her brand new single called Just Dance. So we're going to be talking to her about all of this stuff going on. This is going to be a lot of fun. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So do you have time to sleep?
Good question. You know, I sleep whenever I can, especially for the summer. In fact, just the other day, we were in Montana, and we were supposed to fly in Monday to LAX, to Los Angeles, and we were supposed to arrive like at 2:30 in the afternoon. I didn't get in until yesterday because we had all these flights delayed. I blame it on the solar eclipse. So basically, I had a couple hours of sleep and then had all kinds of stuff to do yesterday. And this morning, I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning for a live on-air Good Morning show that we did this morning. So you know what, though? I don't complain because that means I'm working and getting my stuff out there, and that's what I love to do.
Well, you know what? One of the things I love is that eclectic look that you have. It's fun. It's vibrant. What kind of got you into coming up with this particular look for you?
You know, I am super influenced by Harajuku fashion from Japan. Anything Japanese, anime. I've always, since I was a little kid, have always been brightly, colorfully dressed. I mean, Punky Brewster, Rainbow Bright. Oh my goodness, like Cyndi Lauper, Madonna. So those are all my influences that kind of all got meshed into twinkleness.
Well, I like that you say Harajuku because, I mean, not too many people know what that is. But I actually got to see my first Harajuku girl when I was actually at Disney. And it was so impressive to see. I was like, wow, somebody's actually dressed like that just to visit the park. I was completely blown away. I love it.
It's so much fun. Like, if I honestly could have dressed like this in school and have it be accepted by, the principals in the school and all that kind of stuff, I would have done that every single day. So, I mean, literally, like, these leggings and my shirt, like, all that kind of stuff, I definitely did go to school dressed like that. I was always kind of that person that walked to the beat of my own drum kind of person. But the fact that you can experiment with different hairstyles and different eye makeup and all kinds of just be creative. I think it's just kind of like a fashion extension, a creative extension of just, who you are.
So tell us a little bit about Twinkle Time. What is Twinkle Time and why did you decide to do something for children?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so obviously my name is Twinkle and I am I guess, indie rocker for kids. And I like to say kids of all ages because even though I'm a indie rocker for kids, I think my music's a little bit more edgier than most children's artists. And it's definitely pop, and like you mentioned before, it's got a lot of different influences that the sonic sound, adults and kids of all ages can definitely get into. And they're all messages that maybe us adults forget sometimes. So I always like to say kids of all ages. I started doing kids stuff probably almost like 8 years ago now. I was signed to a big label back in the day. I was the lead singer of a girl band that was signed to Hollywood Records in Disney, and we were called Nobody's Angel. And I opened up for like Britney and Backstreet and all kinds of fun people. And we did 2 albums, and then the music business is a very hard business, and we ended up getting dropped from our label. And after we ended up getting dropped, I started working, like one of my side gigs, being a performer, you always have to have tons of side gigs. So I was teaching children from the ages of like 2 to like teenagers. And I really, truly fell in love with teaching. I was teaching singing, dancing, and musical theater and like after-school programs and different dance studios around Southern California. And I truly loved it. So as I was teaching, I was listening to some of the songs I would play for like the little 2 and 3 and 4-year-old classes, and I was like, you know what? There could be such cooler music. And
yes.
Also, too, not only do the kids, it's true, not only do the kids have to listen to it, but the parents, the ones driving the little ones all around town, they're the ones also listening to it, too. And I was like, I felt like there was an opening for me to come along, something different and unique, and bring my own spin to the kindy world. So that's when I started writing songs and developing a show. Like basically, the first time I put up Twinkle Time, I put it up. I'm a singer, but I was like, okay, how am I going to get footage So I put it up like in a little black box theater as a theater production, almost like it was like a theater show. But obviously, it was like on a shoestring budget. It was in a tiny little theater. And I was just like, okay, now I have footage. So now what am I going to do with it? So um, as time went on, it's become like a kids concert for kids. And so like in Los Angeles, I'm kind of coined as like a Lady Gaga for kids meets Kiss Band for kids. So that's kind of how everything came about for Twinkle Time.
Well, I really wish you were around when I was growing up, because I had some freaky stuff for kids. I mean, I didn't have any of the good stuff. I had those freaky looking, well, I mean, I was actually a little bit older than Barney, but I mean, some of those things are just weird. I like what you bring to it, and it's not that stuff where, as an adult, I'd want to stab my ears out listening to it for a couple hours a day. That's important.
I knew that going in. It's like, yes, you were doing music for kids, and the lyrical content obviously has to be geared for the market, the genre that you're doing, but why not? Why can't the sound be something cool? Because realistically, little kids are listening to what their older siblings are listening to, or maybe what their parents are listening to. So I just kind of wanted to do something along those lines, and it's been a process, and now it's my third album, which is coming out September 15th. So I'm super excited about that.
So tell me a little bit about this album that's coming out. Like I said, it's coming out September 15th. We kind of talked about the title, but give everybody a little bit of information about this particular album that's coming out. How many songs there are? What are the songs about?
Okay, so this is my third album. It's titled Just Dance, which I just released a single like last month called Just Dance. So it's on iTunes and Amazon. The album called Just Dance is basically, there's 9 songs on the album, and this album particularly I'm super proud of. It's definitely older. It skews older because what I realized, because I do tour a lot, like especially over the summer, I do sometimes over 200, 250 shows, like from between, I don't know, April to October. I do a lot of fairs, and I do a lot of performing arts centers, and in the midst of touring, what I realize is I'm not just playing for little kids. I'm playing for teens and tweens, and I do get that fan base. I get like the Comic-Con fan base and the cosplay fan base, and then I get even parents and grandparents that are liking my music and are watching the show. So I wanted to skew the music a little bit older. Every song still has a message because I'm not going to stray away from what I started doing, which is having these positive songs teaching kids positive messages. So I have songs like The Solar System, which I think is absolutely beautiful, and it teaches the kids all about the planet. But it's done in this really kind of anthemic way. It's super cool. I have some songs that are like EDM style songs, like Just Dance, I would say, is a little bit like that. I have a song called Music, which is very EDM club style. And then I have this really cool song called Twinkle Time, which I would say definitely has like a country rock vibe to it. And especially it's one song that I love, which is called The Manor Song, and it is awesome. It's very rock driven. And then I kind of have a couple songs that are like more stripped down, more more acoustic-y vibe, but still with like a cool beat. Better Than You Know is a song that kind of shows off more my vocals, as opposed to having all these other, electronic sounds or other, produced sounds in the background. So it's a really special song with a really beautiful message. And I'm really proud of it. I have a song called Kids Rock that I did a duet with Mr. Cookie Jar, who is a awesome rapper in the Kindie world. Nice. So it's a really eclectic sound with different styles, and they're all musical styles that I love listening to. So it's not just pop, it's not just country, it's just or country rock, or EDM. It's like a little bit of everything. And I'm actually really, really proud of the album. I named it Just Dance. I know people are like, oh, it's just, just to have a good time and party. Yes, like you definitely, it's an album where you're going to want to listen to every single track and not skip through any track. I mean, I personally would. But it's just like a feel good album. But Just Dance to me means a lot of different things because being a performer, when you're on stage and you're just you, yourself, and that crowd, you have to be in the moment and always because every crowd is different. Every stage, there's so many variables basically. Like when you're a performer, that if you're not in it and you're not in the moment, the crowd is going to sense that you might forget things. So I always feel like you have to be in the moment and you have to be super passionate about what it is that you do because the people watching you feel that. And so to me, that's like be confident, do you, be in the moment, and do everything passionately and just dance is kind of like what that means to me. So
Awesome. Now, you've done a lot of other things, too. Like you said, you were part of a girl band, Nobody's Angel. And,
yes.
I know I get judged on this a lot, but I love those particular movies that you actually have music on. As a guy, they're like, oh, you can't watch that stuff. That's not guy stuff. I love The Parent Trap. I absolutely love The Parent Trap. I love both of them. And I love The Wedding Planner. That was a great movie. And then you also got to be a part of 102 Dalmatians and Princess Diaries, which actually happens to be one of my favorite Disney movies. So, how did you? What was it like? What was it like to be a part of those particular movies?
Amazing. I mean, being a part of Nobody's Angel was such an awesome experience in so many different ways. Obviously, it was something that was meaningful because it was with my friends and we had this dream and our dream came true. We got signed and we got to travel the country and open up for amazing people like Britney and Backstreet, and we got to, do shows with Christina Aguilera and all in 98 degrees, and so many amazing things happened. And I also learned so much about the business of the music industry. So even though we got dropped, I was like such a sponge and absorbing and learning everything there was to know or is to know because I'm still learning about the music industry. But getting to work on Princess Diaries, I mean, we got a gold record from our 2 songs on that. So to me, that movie is so special to me, and I'm glad that's your favorite movie. We were working with Matthew Gerard, who is a big music producer and has done stuff for Kelly Clarkson, and basically Miley Cyrus wrote the theme song for the Hannah Montana show, and did all the music for the first High School Musical. I mean, he's like super well known, but before he became super well known, he was working with us, and he had an amazing song called "There's Always Tomorrow," and maybe I was meant to do music for kids because the second I heard that, everybody else in my group, they just kind of almost passed on it, and I was like, no, play that again. That song has such an awesome message. So I've always been somebody that like really like responded well, I guess, to messages. So I said, we got to do that song. And then when we finished it, like we got goosebumps because we're like, yes, that song is awesome. And then we did a remake to Salt and Pepper's Ain't Nothing But a She Thing. So we did those 2 songs and we got a gold record. And then because we were signed to Hollywood, which is part of Disney, we did a lot of what they call synergy. So we were always approached to do things that were part of Disney stuff. So we got approached to do a really cool song for the 102 Dalmatians, which was awesome. And we got to work on Justin Timberlake's Model Behavior movie. I don't know if you saw that, but we had a part in that and did a whole episode on Boy Meets World. So we did a lot of really cool things that I'm actually really, really proud of.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm a Disney nerd. I have been. I have every one of their movies. I still go to see them in the movie theater. I'm one of those little big kids, you know. I'm like, yay, you know, I get to go watch these movies. And I love The Princess Diaries because I absolutely love Julie Andrews. And I think she's an amazing.
She's amazing. She's amazing, and she's actually somebody I grew up. She inspired me. I mean, that's how I started in show business. I started doing musical theater, so who hasn't watched The Sound of Music and all of her other amazing, you know, shows and musicals that she's done? So she was definitely a huge inspiration. So to even be on a soundtrack and get to go to the movie premiere, we got to go to the movie premiere, which was pretty amazing. So just to kind of be rubbing elbows with Miss Julie Andrews is pretty special.
You know, I probably wouldn't get too many. I don't really get starstruck, but I think around her, I think I would. I think it would.
Oh.
I think it would get me.
She's legendary. So of course, I don't blame you.
So also tell me about these projects you've been involved in. First 5 California, which is actually to help kids through the age of 5 to learn when they're going along?
Yes, so I'm like a brand ambassador for the First 5 organization here, and I'm from California. So First 5 is such an amazing organization, foundation that they have, because obviously we all know that kids, they are like sponges too. So from 0 years old to 5 years old, that's like when their brain is developing and they are becoming who they're going to become, and they're absorbing everything. So they're really big believers in incorporating music and obviously reading, how important it is for parents to read to the little ones and for the kids to read, even if it's like 15 minutes a day, and how to incorporate both music and education. And to me, obviously working with kids, that is super important to me. So it's kind of like a perfect fit between them and myself. So I think it's been, oh my goodness, maybe going on my 4th year working with them. And it's been such a great partnership. So actually I'm doing 2 shows for them, one coming up in October and one coming up in November. So if any of your viewers have family or are in Los Angeles, check my website, because I'll be posting. Actually, check Facebook and Instagram, because I post there first. I get so busy that I forget to update the website because I'm always on social media. So I always post things there first. So I always like have to apologize when parents are like, "I didn't see it on your website." I'm like, "Oh, you have to follow me."
And you're also a vice president or president of your own nonprofit. What's that all about?
So it's actually a foundation that my parents started. It's called the Young Entertainer Awards, and it's a nonprofit foundation honoring and celebrating all young kids, from like obviously kids all the way up to 21 years of age, that are in all aspects of the entertainment industry. And they also give out a scholarship for somebody, either of.
Hold on, you froze.
Reconnecting.
Hold on, you were freezing up.
Hey.
Okay, you have to do that one again.
Okay, so it said reconnecting. I was like, oh no. So basically, I don't know where it cut off, but we give out a scholarship to an individual or to a group that's in need of, kind of helping them fulfill their goals and their dreams. Last year's recipient was a group that we saw on America's Got Talent, and they are an a cappella singing group from Chicago, and they had such an amazing story. And this music teacher, choir teacher, basically became their home away from home for these kids who don't live in the greatest neighborhood, and he made it like a safe haven. And not only that, these kids are super talented. So they were the recipient of that particular scholarship last year. And the year before, it was to Fan Project, which is a Los Angeles-based organization that also gives back to kids. It's a theater troupe for kids. Kids write their own musicals and they put up their own plays. So it's been really, really cool. And every year we have like an award gala that takes place at Universal Studios. And so it's kind of like the mini Oscars. So that, you know, the kids that are series regulars or reoccurring on TV shows or, you know, starring in movies or co-starring in movies, all these kids get honored because, you know, yes, you have the Oscars and all that stuff, but you don't have an award show that actually caters to the kids and how hard kids actually work. And I think being a kid actor myself, like, not only are you going to school, but you're learning lines and working with adults. And so we're just basically recognizing all the hard work that goes into what they do as children and as young adults. And also it's a day for, you know, families and their peers to kind of all get together and just have this one really awesome celebration.
Oh, that sounds phenomenal. So we're just about out of time, so I do want you to be able to tell everybody where they can find your CD, where they can follow you. Obviously, you said Facebook and Instagram is one of the best ways, but you have a website too. So tell everybody where they can do this.
Okay, so my website is twinkleandfriends.com. I'm all over social media, so Facebook and Twitter is Twinkle Time. Snapchat, if you're on Snapchat, is It's Twinkle Time, and my Instagram is Twinkle Time and Friends. I post daily all the time on all that stuff. And then my CD is out on iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, everything you could possibly think of. September 15th. It's called Just Dance, Look for the Orange Hair. And the single's out now. We have a music video, Just Dance, on YouTube. And I travel all over the country, so definitely follow me because I may be in a city near you.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on and sharing all the stuff that you love to do. I love that you're actually helping children. You're giving them something different to watch, and it's also fun that everybody can enjoy. It's not, you don't have to be a child to just enjoy it, and enriching their lives.
Thank you so much. That's my goal, my mission, and hopefully next time we talk, we have other things I have other things in the works, but nothing confirmed yet. So maybe the next time we chat, we'll have some other things to talk about. But thank you, I appreciate that. And like I always say, it's for kids of all ages, the kids at heart.
I'm a big kid myself, so I can enjoy it too. Then.
Awesome. Well, it's awesome talking to you.
Yes, thank you for coming on, and I appreciate it.
The AM/FM 24/7 Roku channel broadcasts all of our shows on demand. To ensure reliability, we store and stream our content on the same servers as Netflix and Amazon. Our Roku channel is free to use, and anyone owning one of the more than 10 million Roku devices can watch our channel at no cost whatsoever. If you have a television show or are thinking about producing a show, you can be a part of AM/FM 24/7's Roku channel. Watch our great shows on your Roku device. It's free and more reliable than cable TV.
All right, guys, we are back, and we are closing it out. We are kicking off the holiday season, which means we're going to have a couple of more shows coming out here before the end of before Christmas, actually. And we're going to be talking to the Suncoast Primate Sanctuary, which we're going to learn all about different primates. And then we ran into Ayla Brown from American Idol, and so we're going to be talking to her about her brand new singles that have come out. And we're also going to be taking you to lots of different places, talking about Christmas, learning about the Christmas season, and we try to do that every year. It's kind of a tradition. So tune in for those. And again, check out our website, www.theamemagazine.com. Check us out on all the social media networks, and we have more coming up for you. So if you missed something or you want to see what we have coming up, it's all right there. All right, guys, we're going to go right now. Have a great week, and we will see you again next time. Keep those creative juices flowing, and we'll see you on the road.
Like, OMG, you were on TV and junk.